And a good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Monday night edition of Wheel People. I'm your host, Ed Lamberton. For the next couple of hours, we will be talking about the great sport of auto racing here in the great Northeast. Well, it happened and Mother Nature cooperated. Thank God for that. Um, the Fonda 75th anniversary was a big hit, I think, for everybody. If you didn't have a good time Saturday night at Fonda, you better look for something else because there was something a little bit for everybody. Um, for the old time guys like myself and some of the newer fans, they had it all. I don't know, and we want to, everybody has, but I want to my personal thank you to Eric Mack for kind of putting everything, all the pieces together, and working on hard to get a bunch of guys headed to Fonda. It's great to see the Batmobile at Fonda and the Blasio 5, of course, with Billy Pouch, and then all the vintage guys were there. It was it was a pretty darn good night all the way around. Like I say, if you didn't have fun, well, too bad for you because I guess you're not a race fan. Uh, Great turnout. I went over to grab my poster there with all the pictures around it, and just wanted to say hi to a few of the old guys that you don't see too often, and I don't know, for some reason they wanted me to stay there. So I got to tell you, the fans were great. It was good to see, some young people as well as the old timers. But it was a great turnout of fans for the 2.5 hour autograph session, and there was somebody there the whole time. As far as being in line, I wore out two sharpies. I guess I pressed too hard. I don't know, but hey, it was. How you doing, guys? It was. I'm still floating pretty high. It was fun to see. Dr. Dick Bergren there, and Dick was running around. Just like a young feller trying to. He was taking pictures. He had his camera on his thing after the autograph session and running around. I said, "What are you looking for? A place to take a picture there, young fella?" He says, "No, actually," he says, "I'm looking for a T-shirt shack." He says, "I want to." He says, "I gotta have a T-shirt." So even Dick, with all the things that he's done in his life, excuse me, wanted to get a Fonda T-shirt for to remember the history. So you know, Dick's been all around the country, that's for sure. All kinds of races with NASCAR and whatever, and still his heart, like you said, he started there when he was a kid. Traveling over pretty much every Saturday to race or watch the races, one or the other. But good to see Dick, and I don't know for sure because I say it kind of messed me up a little bit because I didn't get a chance to talk to several of the guys that I really wanted to just say hi to. I'm not going to carry on the conversation because they were all busy, but I missed chatting with some of the older guys, but lucked out and got to sit by Wes Moody, who is still currently racing at Fonda. Well, he's not, but his car is with Dylan Matson driving it, and his young, well, at least that's what Brian said. Brian Ross, of course, national a champion in asphalt and had some great runs in dirt as well towards the latter part of his career. Um, and the ageless Nick Ronca, who is not racing, but all his boys are. Two of his boys are now, yeah. And had a great time at the table, and probably ought to get the Mr. Moody Mile on the track because everybody came through. Did they really name the Moody Mile after you? He said, yep, they certainly did. He said, it's my only claim to fame. uh, some of the other things he did, they probably would go down in history too if they all knew what happened. But anyway, Wes is a great guy. If you ever get a chance, if you're going to races on Saturday at Fonda, take a few minutes after the races and go over and they're going to pits, get a pit pass if you want, and go over and talk to Wes. He's got a lot of great stories. He's been doing it for most of his 80 years. So, again, had a great time. Great to see a lot of you folks. Didn't realize there was that many people that actually knew even what I was about. So it was good all the way around. And tonight, with Lebanon Valley coming up tomorrow night, a lot of the guys are super duper busy. And but that's fine because I wanted to get this young racer on here as soon as we could this season, as Jackson Gill, who is a new regular at Fonda, driving Brett Deo's car with a Troyer chassis, using that as a advertising deal for Troyer. So, and running Wagner Motors. So he is a Brett Deo's setup car all the way through. So they're promoting Troyer and the Wagner Motors, and certainly Short Track Super Series and all the things that follow along. But I had talked to him in the pits a couple of weeks ago. Hi, Carol. Great to see Elton and you there on Saturday. Great to see Elton there. He looked great. I mean, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know that he. You wouldn't even know that he had basically brain surgery like 2 days before. Amazing. He is anyway. So that was a great thing. That was probably one of the better parts of the night, was to see Elton there, and he and Carol both signing in. Yep, it was great all the way around. There was nothing. I didn't see many negatives at all. The track had some character, as they say, on the one end a little bit, and but the racing was great, and we not quite history, but almost history. That's the second time that I can remember, and there's probably more. I mean, back in his early days, but I mean, since Stewie has been a regular at Fonda, once he is in the lead, that's pretty much over. I know a lot of guys probably thought it was over before it even started when he drew the pole for Saturday night. Was a draw, but we saw it before our eyes. Stuart Friesen started on the pole and did not win and got beat on a late race restart by his protege, Alex Yankowski. And Alex is just certainly on a roll. Certainly he's going to be one of the top favorites for tomorrow night's Super Dirt Series race down at Lebanon Valley. He won there last time he was in competition down there, passing another legend, Matt Shepard, for the Short Track Super Series event. And, he had showed on Saturday night what confidence does. He pulled up alongside his best buddy and mentor and beat him. It was simple as that. Once he threw that slider, got a good jump in the backstretch, and was just enough far ahead to slide Stewie coming out turn 4. It was pretty amazing. It was funny because I was standing in the infield tower, and there was a bunch of older guys and whatever. Everybody says, has he got anything for him? I said, nah. I said, no, I've been watching Stu race here for the last 10 years, and once he gets in front, and well, it shows how much I know. Next lap, Alex is in the lead. And he probably will be three-time champ. Who knows? There's no doubt about that. Right now, Stewie is still leading points, and I think maybe the one race that Stu might miss is towards the latter part of the season here, but he has a 34-point lead or whatever, so it may work out so won't miss any, and we'll have to see. It'd be great to see him and Alex duke it out right down to the end. And don't forget Jack Lehner. Jack is pretty good. That's what I told Jackson Gill on Saturday night. Great run. He ran up front for quite a while, and he got beat by the three of the best right at the present time, right there. Alex, champion. Stewie, champion. Jack Lehner, close and closer to being a champion. So he really had nothing to be too disappointed about, even though, when you're out in the lead, you want to stay there. But that's why I wanted to talk to him tonight and get some ideas. I know a lot of you probably don't know him because he has not been a regular Fonda till this year. He has been racing up in the Can-Am Speedway area for several seasons. We'll find out the whole story here in just a few moments when we talk to him. But some, great racing in the vintage as well on Saturday night, and it was just a great night to be at Fonda. And it was so good to see so many 50-50 over $5,000. The girls just continue to amaze all over. So, I mean, you go on and on about the great things there. I got to see Jimmy Johnson, who used to be with Jess on her crew when she was a sprint car girl, and just so many people that over a period of time, I don't know, you forget them, but when you see them, oh my God, yes, David Towns was there. I couldn't believe it. David was telling me it's been 16 years, maybe 18, I don't know, 16, whatever it was. I said, what? Since he raced, because he was offered a ride this past week in somebody's car, and he said, no, he said, I've been out for 16 years, but it's hard to believe. I can remember when David was winning championships. It just, how the time flies, I guess. Well, I'm definitely getting old. There's no doubt about that. We will be with Jackson Gill in just a moment, and then we wrap up with him. We'll go to he's a little bit younger than Jackson. Jackson's a pretty young guy, but young Chris Crane Jr., who he and his brother have been on a roll over at Albany Saratoga, and they've been running extremely well. Have yet, I don't believe either one of them, or maybe one of them does have a win at Lebanon, but they've been close. They've been seconds. I know that a couple times. But the Crane Lane they've created, or Dan Martin has created over at Albany Saratoga, the two Crane boys just drove around everybody for 2 weeks previous. Last Friday night, this week, they both started really deep in the field, and I believe it was Chris got up quite a ways. Well, I know how far he got because I got it right here, but that whole racing family, if you will, from Canaan, Connecticut. It's just amazing, all winners from over in that area. Yep. And just started running with her dad, and then she moved in by her, and then Grams went with her, and Jimmy Johnson was there. The famous picture he's got when she won that one big race up in Oshwegan. I believe it was 10,000. And I don't know if he caught her, but anyway, he was carrying her in his arms for the photo after the races. So great to see Jimmy and Shara Genesee. How about that? Yes, I can hear everybody out there. Ooh, but anyway, we had a great time, and just all the the Nelsons were both there, and good to see Jake Spraker back. And I don't know if anybody talked him into it. I know everybody was trying to get him to get back at Fonda, but I think he's smartened up in his old age. He probably won't reach in the wallet anymore. But great time. It certainly was just a marvelous night, and I know all for I'll remember it. And Flo got all the racing activity on. The grandstands went wild when Stewie passed Billy there with their two throwback cars. It was great to see the Batmobile. Just unbelievable. Talking with Stu afterwards, he said, "My God," he said, "if all today's cars drove as he said that car was so smooth, it was just like driving a Cadillac compared to these new cars. Certainly, no jumping back and forth and around, rocking your head and whatever." He said it was so smooth, it was just unbelievable. He said it was such a pleasure to drive, and the thing is super quick. So anyhow, it was just, I mean, I go on, and that was just me. And I know there was everybody there had a great time, talking about the good old days and even a good old. So we saw, history in the making. We got Stewie winning over 100 and keep on climbing, and Kenny Gates is going to get his 101 uh, one of these weeks. He's getting close every week. So yeah, it is. It's just a great time to be at Fonda. It was a great time. Car counts were great in all divisions. There's really nothing negative about the night. Everybody went home pretty much happy, and it was a long night. It was a late night. I guess that's the only, and it wasn't complaint. It was just a concern. Some new fans that have, I don't know if it was their first night or second night there, but I happen to know relations of them. They said that was an awful long night, but yeah, I don't know. It went by fast for me. I don't know, whatever, but it was enjoyable. And I hope you all did too. And as I say, it was so great to see so many of the old um, faces there, and even Buffy and Jim Swanson. Buffy, of course, writing the Billy Pouch book. She was there. I don't know if she's selling the book or not. I don't know. I see one of the books on the desk, but um, she's I'm she's not as old as I am, but I remember I had her on the show years and years and years ago when we first started. I might get her back on because she's in charge of the Hall of Fame out at Weedsport now. So maybe just before that Weedsport Hall of Fame, we could dial her up and talk about this year's um, Hall of Famers here at Weedsport. Okay, let's get right to it here. I'm gonna, being this is my our inaugural talk with him, I don't want to start off on the wrong foot and get the and be late. So
Hey, how's it going?
good. Okay. Could you speak up a little bit or something there? Because the setup I got here is uh, minimal to say the least. But
Yeah.
I said there, perfect, perfect.
Is that better?
That's great. That's great. That's
Perfect.
great. Okay. All righty. Well, first off, um, I got to be honest. We usually have guys that won or whatever on the show, but for you on Saturday night, that was about as good as a win. You got past only by three of the best, two champions and a runner-up champion for the last couple of years. So you were in pretty damn good company up there, and you stayed up there for quite a good while too. So it had to feel pretty good. I know you want to win when you start start up front, but had to feel pretty good to get your first top five finish in a fourth uh, on Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely a step in the right direction, and I think everybody knows that Fonda is a really challenging place, and it's definitely put me at my limit. That's for sure. Just from the first race of the season, it's intense at Fonda every week, and it's taken a little bit of getting used to, and I'm really looking forward to more races, and not hurting the car too bad. Like I've even had a wreck there, and it's been challenging at times. So having the luck go our way like it did this past weekend was really fortunate too. Just starting up front and keeping those guys behind you is a lot easier than passing them, and
Yeah, that's
it
for sure.
neither neither is very easy to say the least. And yeah, it's just any time that you get a chance to be side by side with Stuart Friesen at Fonda is just I was just happy to have that time to learn and kind of battle with Yankowski and deal with lap traffic and some new things that I haven't really had time enough to experience, and starting up front definitely helped those cases. And just looking forward to next week where we'll do regular handicap again and not like the drawing and stuff,
Right.
and see where I stack up against the field in the handicap situation. That's really the true test, and making the handicap in the heat races. And it's definitely got my heart racing when I'm out there. I'm loving every minute of it, and I'm just thankful for the opportunity to be able to run at Fonda with such great drivers. Like, obviously Friesen runs great there every week, and Yankowski's just as consistent as he is up front. And then Jack too, he's been running great this year, not just at Fonda, but just all around having a really good program, all three of them. So being able to race with those guys is definitely a privilege.
Yeah, and we're going to get into a little bit of your history too, obviously, because that's that's why we call this. I call it years ago. I mean, I'm crowding 50 years of doing this. Believe it or not, that was before the internet, when the radio was still the deal. But anyway, we call it Wheel People because we like to get to know the people, the drivers, and well, we've had officials on too and see what they do. Other than auto racing for a living. Now, I believe that's all you are doing for a living right now, correct?
No,
No.
I work 40 hours a week
Oh,
as an
okay, good for you.
electrician, and yep,
You're
and then
electrician.
in
You
the
electrician. You said.
yep,
Okay.
yep, I'm in the local union up in Watertown
Okay.
for the electric workers. Yeah, and
Yep.
then after that, I head over to the race shop and I start working on the race car for. It feels like a whole nother day job.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Okay. No, and I don't know why I assumed that. I guess because there's several guys your age that are trying to, Peyton Talbot and a few others that are trying to. Tyler Pete, I believe that's all he's doing now is, well, he's working for Alex on the side too. But
Yeah.
it's I don't even know how it's possible to do this because we had the like Pete Britton on a couple of weeks ago, and Pete says, yeah, he says it's not the way to get rich, but he said so far we're having fun. But anyway, you're good, so you can always always keep doing your regular job when this racing deal, whatever happens to it. Hopefully it'll continue on, and you will be able to maybe someday just go and do it for a living. But anyway, let's get back to you yourself. I'm old enough to remember the Gill family, racing around, but probably a lot of our younger listeners aren't familiar with you. We definitely have a lot of people from the Fonda area here listen every week, but it didn't get to see you racing when you got started or whatever. So anyway, so how did you get involved in racing? I'm assuming is because your family was involved.
Yeah, it's a family affair. My grandfather started racing around like Watertown Speedway back when that was a place down at the fairgrounds, and he had some success, and definitely not the type of program that we run today. And he started it with his two hands, and like the grassroots race and where everything comes from.
So he must have raced with Bob McCready then, or is that before that? Before Bob was even.
My Uncle Bill definitely ran with Bob McCready.
Okay.
And,
okay.
My Uncle Bill even lettered Bob McCready, some of Bob McCready's cars, and my uncle, a lot of what we applicate to our program today, a lot of it is just, my Uncle Bill's ideologies on, setting up the car and,
Okay.
like some track prep things like, like setup wise, and just even right down to the basics of driving the cars always came from my Uncle Bill.
Okay.
And kind of, passing the torch down to me at that point. But yeah, Bob McCready was definitely a huge impact on my Uncle Bill's career. And
yeah, because I know Bob always talked about racing at the fairgrounds, and I mean the fairgrounds has been gone quite a while now. But...
yeah, that's where my grandfather raced. That's
okay.
one of the tracks that I know that he raced at and stuff. And my grandfather's thankfully still around with us, and he's still in the program just as much as ever, and he's always out in the race shop and, dealing with some more technical things like the engine and stuff like that. He's a real big part of the engine program.
Oh, okay.
My
Yeah.
grandfather, and yeah, and then my dad, he's like the main wrench, and you know, it's a family affair here. It really
Cool.
is, and
Yep.
that's why I'm just really blessed that I have a great supportive family behind me, and that's really the true driving force that makes me work as hard as I do is my family, and they all put a lot of hard work in it, and so I just had to pay that back to them too, and
Yeah.
and
So Bill Gill,
well,
yeah, Bill Gill is your grandfather or,
uncle.
or
Yep.
uncle. I'm sorry. And
Yep. And then Harry Gill's my grandfather.
oh, okay, okay, all right,
Yeah.
yep. And excuse me. Um, so did you start in the go karts, or did you just move right into the sportsman when
Yep.
you?
Yep. I started right when I could. My first memories is going to the track at doing the go karts.
Okay.
Started right up at Can-Am Speedway when I was 5 years old. Uh, hitting pretty much everything on the track at that point. Nothing was safe.
Yeah,
There
well,
was
that's
cones
yep.
and
Gotta have
other cars, and
yeah.
I was bouncing off all of that, and learning the ropes, and yeah, I just started out racing at my own track 5 minutes down the road over at Can-Am Speedway, and it just
That's
kept
how close
getting
you are. You are 5 minutes away from.
yeah, just about 5 minutes. It's right
Okay.
down the road.
All
Yep.
right. Yeah. Well,
We live in Plessis, but pretty much the next town over is Lafargeville, and Can-Am's right. Take a back road right down to Can-Am Speedway, and it's a pretty. It's a lot less of a drive than it is to Fonda every week. I can say the least of that. So Fonda's a hike for us.
well, that's what people that have been. I have been about 3 or 4 times to Can-Am, and
Yeah.
it's the old adage because I asked a couple of guys who went up there, frequently for the series race or whatever. I said, so how do you get there? He said, well, you can't get there from here. So you got the interstate. I mean, you can, if you want to, you can drive out to Syracuse and go north, but
Yep.
you can go cut across. I don't know how is that how you come down with a car?
Yeah, we go right down 81,
Yep,
and then
yep,
the throughway there.
right,
And
yep.
it's a pretty easy drive, all highway, driving. It's not really too strenuous, but it is a long drive down there, but I'm super thankful that we can just go down and travel and do those types of things and race Fonda every week. Like, it's just such a great opportunity to be able to run down there at Fonda. It's just a different environment that I've never really seen before, and the fans are all into it, and the drivers are passionate. It's just it's a really unique place, that's for sure. That I think it's kind of dying the sport a little bit, just getting new people involved, and
Yes.
just seeing fans there at the track is the biggest thing. It's great for everybody. It's good for the drivers. It's good for the sponsors, especially for the racetracks. Just it's good to see Fairground and Fonda Speedway. They do a really good job getting all fans involved, and then even the people that can't get there, it's on Flow TV, and anybody can watch it. Really, getting on the subscription to Flow and watch on your TV. Like, my grandparents obviously can't really drive down. It's kind of a long drive for them, but
Right.
they can watch on Flow, and that's also like a really great thing that we were able to start up front last week, and get some publicity.
Yeah, get some airtime. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Just it's nice to get the Betts, Rossi, Bellinger, and Stewart out there on the quarter panel, and they all love that kind of stuff when you're out running up front, and
Yep.
that's my job, is to make sure that's getting some airtime, and really thankful that I had that opportunity. And just consistency is the hardest thing, and we have a lot of guys down there that are pretty consistent at staying up front, and being one of those guys is definitely one of those goals that it's going to be tough, but I'm really liking the journey and the work that we're going to have to put into it, and definitely doesn't come easy, that's for sure, over at Fonda.
Well, you have a little. I mean, there's no place like. I mean, every track is unique. They said, have said for years, and I think it still stands true. If you can run good at Fonda, you can run good anywhere. That's why they call it the track of champions. But you had a little advantage of driving a Can-Am, which is a bigger track compared to like a Fulton or Brewerton or some of the smaller tracks where the guys, it is a big jump to go from the bull rings, well, like Albany Saratoga to Fonda, the same deal. But you're used to Can-Am, like you said, it was in your backyard, so you were used to the bigger track. So I think that maybe give you a little heads up. I don't know, like you said, it ain't easy no matter what, but
Oh, for sure. I racing at Can-Am. It's you. There's definitely a lot of things that you can correlate to Can-Am to Fonda that have helped me. Um, just like the track kind of race is the same, but it feels like it's like slowed down a little bit with the small block.
oh, okay,
when you
yes.
when you get the big blocks at Can Am, it's that's a lot of car to handle around Can Am, and man, is it fun to race a big block at Can Am. I absolutely love when the big blocks are in town at Can Am Speedway. It's one of the races that I look forward to every year.
So now you
And
have,
then
yeah. So you do have a big block then.
yeah, yep. We raced big block since 2022, I believe. We started out racing at Brewerton Speedway.
Yep.
We ran there weekly for a couple years, and then we haven't been doing that in the past couple years, running down at Brewerton, but also another competitive track down there too.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
really enjoyed learning and getting a lot of experience racing with guys like Larry White and Jimmy Phelps, and there's just Tim Sears runs really good down there too. Like a lot of good guys down there too that we're able to run with, and just fortunate that I've had that. I've won one race there, and it was one of those nights too where I started up front and just had everything kind of go my way. And
Yep.
it's just I've my consistency level. I That's one thing that I just really would like to work on. And it's just so hard in the sport to stay consistent with these guys. You're off, 3/10, and that's just a matter of fact of somebody getting by you on one lap.
Oh
And
yeah. Well, three
they
tenths is
keep you on your toes.
yeah, 3/10 is about the difference of the whole field from front to back.
Oh,
Most places. So that's yeah, it makes a difference. Yeah, we kind of got a little. That's also we're going through progression. So the go karts and then sports. So how many sportsman wins do you have right now?
I'm not one to really keep track
Okay.
of
All
the
right.
stats, but we've won some good races over
Yep.
the years.
Right.
Back-to-back wins over down in Charlotte from
Yep.
2018 and 2019. That's about the time where I felt like I was running pretty good with the sportsman field. And when I turned 17, then I kind of went up into the small block ranks. But yeah, started racing sportsman when I was 12, and stayed there till I was 17, and uh, wins at Can-Am and Fulton Speedway, races like that, Weed Sport Classic
Yep.
75 with the Dirt Series. So those were some good ones that I won in the
So you
sportsman.
were one of the first kind of real young guys then. I mean, now we got 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, and old guys like me said, "My God, what the hell's happening here?" But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you've been doing
There's a lot
so.
of talent out there.
There is there. I mean, well, like you say, you guys start when you're 5. I mean, back in the day, the old day, we were reminiscing about at Fonda on Saturday. Well, you first there was. I don't know if there was actually a law, but I think everybody assumed at least you had to be 16 to have your driver's license before you could drive a race car. But
Or even to get in the pits, you had
well,
to be
yeah,
16.
I want to go that way, but I don't want to be called a sexist. But we were again talking to the old timers on Saturday night. Well, I remember the day when women weren't even allowed in the pits, and yeah,
Yep.
I do.
Yeah, that was a time back in the day,
It
and I
was,
love
it
the
was.
history between that, like and all the how it was back in the day, and just racing in general, how it was born is just an awesome story of just. Uh, I guess you could say Hellraisers. There's a lot of them, a lot of Hellraisers there,
Oh
and
yes,
it's
yep,
just awesome to hear the history about. And just last week there too, racing at Fonda and the 75th anniversary of Fonda, and them getting the Batmobile out and all the history between like Gary and all of that, and seeing Billy Pouch out there. It was just a really really cool night. It feels like Fonda really brings out the history of racing, and they really embrace it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, us old timers are pretty proud of our Fonda Speedway. I mean, we've had a bunch of different promoters. They all were great, and without those guys doing their job, Fonda wouldn't be there for 75 years. But it's just it's pretty amazing. So okay, so you started. Well, I'm saying I'm old. I missed a few years, so I didn't realize you started that early. I mean, I know you're a young guy yet. So you're what, 20 what now?
23. Yep.
23. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're just really uh, getting started. So it's a pretty. So how did this
Pretty
whole.
impressive to see some of those younger kids coming up nowadays, starting younger and younger. Like, I mean, they're 10 years old now, and I see that Preston Crouchhold has
Yes.
been running pretty good. Like, and Mason Rogers. There's
Yeah,
a
he's
lot
got
of
like 10 wins already this season. It just.
holy cow. And those are guys where it's like, I mean, you're noticing that. Like, you're probably gonna like, I'm probably gonna race against them at some point in my life.
Oh,
Like, that's just
absolutely.
how it is.
Yep. Yep.
It's
You'll
cool
be
to
the you'll
just
be the old guy, but whatever.
yeah, it'll come someday. I mean, I hope I get to see that point,
Right.
and race that for that long. And just every year, I'm super blessed, and it seems like it gets a little bit more. Uh, I guess I would say more work, but like it just keeps getting better every year, and we're kind of
Yep.
pushing the limits of what we can do. And it's like, holy cow, how did we end up here? Like, just started out as racing go karts at my local track, and
Yep.
now we're traveling 2 hours and 40 minutes down
Right.
every week to race. It's really a blessing to be able to have the opportunity
So
and have the faith.
right, but you seem to go the way of some of the real good young racers are. I mean, well, now they're not young anymore. The Matt Shepards and the Matt Williamsons or whatever. They got. Well, Matt is kind of a little bit different. Matt with two T's, Shepard. Um, he's kind of got his own operation now. Yeah, but he does have a whole ton of sponsors. But he basically does. He's he's about as much as a one man band that there is. But
Yeah,
like
I
the
mean,
guys
what's
like
that mean, Matt?
Williamson has three different car owners. Alex has three different kind of owner, and Alex is working his way like Shepard though. However, he's got all. I think he told us last week or the week before when he was on the show that pretty much all the cars are at his shop now. He has three different setups, just like Williamson. Alex Payne has got a couple of different situations now. You have it. So actually, if I'm looking right now, this white Drek sub car, is that your big block car or is that a car from
That's
last?
our 358 that we run over at Can Am
That's the
every week.
Can-Am car. Okay.
Yep, yep. It had a 525 Doneth in it in the beginning of the year, and we're still kind of trying to figure out that process with the 525. But that's our small block car, so you'll probably see it around like Super Dirt Week and stuff. Will probably come out to that, and we don't really have a whole lot of 358 like traveling races on our schedule this year.
Okay.
It's not really. We did a lot of that like 2 years ago, and even last year we ran up at Cornwall Speedway and ran up there and did the 358 Dirt Series
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
And just series chasing and stuff like that, and just again, like my consistency wasn't really all that good, and we'd have some good nights here and there, and some DNFs along the way and stuff like that would take us out of the points. But had really early success up at Cornwall 2 years ago and won 3 in a row up there. So that was definitely a career highlight of just winning 3 in a row up there on the weekly shows and
Yep.
stuff like that. And just kind of been struggling a little bit this year at Can-Am, and just don't really know where we can find speed, but the tracks have been real slick there, and looking to just get better there too.
Okay. So my other question. So now I got a picture down. So the blue car, the Napa Auto Parts car, is that your big block car?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll
All right.
run some Super Dirt Car Series stuff with the Napa car, and
Okay.
we just got a 430 small block that will run with the Short Track Super Series North Series too. So that should be fun too. We already ran a couple race there at Lebanon Valley there, and we had our big block, our Morrison big block in it for that race. And
Okay.
that was my first time over at Lebanon Valley, and of course the hot laps are your time trials, and I was blown away. I just didn't know what to even do out there. I was shocked. It was unlike any place I have ever been.
Oh yeah,
before.
that's definitely a one-off. Don't feel bad because guys there that only go once or twice a year, they're in the same boat. They have no clue what's going on.
I absolutely loved it though. By
Yep.
the end of the night, man, the track was beautiful. It looked like a go-kart track, and it's way bigger than a go-kart track.
Oh,
And
yeah.
There wasn't a ripple in it. Wasn't a ripple in that track. It
Yep.
was glass, right top to bottom, and a little bit of a lip on the top side, and even right around the wall on the bottom, guys were getting a little bit of grip off the bottom. It made it super racy. Was racing with Andy Bacchetti, like that was really cool. I didn't even think I'd even see Bacchetti, racing down there, and finished 7th. And
Yeah.
I don't think it was one of Bachetti's greatest nights. He probably wasn't really too happy with the results because man, he's winning down there.
Yeah. Well, he was.
I've watched Lebanon Valley. He's winning that race. I have no doubt in my mind. He's just got that place figured out.
Yep.
It's awesome to watch Bacchetti just cut through the field around the top, and
Yep.
it kind of suits my driving style too. Like right around the top, I feel comfortable up on the top, and I've been trying to get a little bit more versatile and run the bottom a little bit when I need to, because you can't just run the top all the time, and you gotta be versatile. And
Yep.
man, just racing with Stu, he knows right where to go at every point of the track. He's got it figured out before somebody like me. I'm still trying to figure out my lane, and he's hitting his mark every lap.
Right. Well, it's the most. Well, everybody's told me, they can't follow him through turn one. They just, I just can't. I can't do that. I can't do that. But
Yeah, running that top up in one is
Yep.
a fine line between fast and broke.
yes,
That's for
big
sure.
big time, bro. Yes, and that's the only, not the only, but one of the other specialties of Fonda is you wreck there, you wreck.
Yeah.
It's not a drive away usually. Unfortunately, but that's
The speeds there are just unlike any Northeast mod track that I've ever seen in my life.
yeah. Have you ever run
really-
Glen Ridge?
Yeah, I ran there one time,
Okay.
and it was last year with 358 over at
Right.
Glen Ridge. Not much time there, though. That was my only race.
Yeah, but guys have told me, like Shepard and Williamson, a few of the guys that only go there twice a year, maybe if that, they found that the sensation of speed is worse at the Glen Ridge than it is, well, back in the day at Syracuse. He said it's because I guess you're right up. 12-second laps. It just, you don't have time to
Right.
breathe. You hold your breath for 20 laps and then breathe when you come off. But yes,
Yeah,
but
the bull rings will have you cramping up your hands. And
Right.
all
Yeah,
cramp up,
yeah,
and you're grabbing that wheel as hard as you can at places like that.
right. But I'm just trying to, not saying that there. I mean, each track has its own thing, but Fonda is without a doubt probably one of the hardest tracks to just come in and learn. It takes a while. There's guys that raced all their lives there that really never. A lot of them never got a win, but never just figured out. It's just so much different. Like you said, the speed that you carry through the corners there is, and it is a little rough on the vehicles. That's the other downside too. 'Cause-
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you're gonna wreck some stuff at Fonda for sure, and if you're willing to take that risk or not, might be that
right. Yeah.
next position. And it's a lot of guys out there are really willing to take that risk of just putting it all out there on the
Yep.
line, and just, man, you kind of just gotta unplug a wire in your brain when you're going out there and just say, I'm gonna send this thing, and
Yep.
we're gonna end up either checkers or wreckers, I guess.
Yeah. Unfortunately, today now the car is costing so much. It's kind of, I don't know. Some guys you just have to dial down because, well, if I do this, if if I don't make it, I'm probably not going to race for the next
Oh,
month or
yes,
whatever.
for
That's
sure.
the biggest problem. But so do you guys work on all these cars? You take Brett's car home?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
We service Brett's car all in house
Yep.
and at up in Plessis here, and yeah, it's been uh it's new to us, I guess I could say. Just dealing with Brett and kind of putting a team together and
Yep.
running at a different track. There's just a lot of new things, but he's also made it easy with us with like the Troyer dirt cars, and so it's still just another car in our shop with just setup wise and
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you though. Are all your cars Troyer or just that one?
yep, all of them are Troyer.
Okay.
We've been running with Troyer since 2017 up in the Sportsman days, and even when like Billy Colton owned Troyer and dealt with Billy Colton
Okay.
a lot in my early years as Sportsman, and yeah, we've been super loyal with Troyer, and they've just been really great to work with. And then when they did do the switch over and they had new owners, and they picked up the pace with like the manufacturing side of things, and it's been really great to deal with them. And
Yeah,
as
they
far
went
as
through some, some rough periods there with the ownership back and forth, and whatever. But that's all settled now. So you know who you're dealing with week in and week out, right?
oh, for sure. And
Yeah.
I think they've been proven to have really good races. And
Oh yeah.
I just think that the main thing is not a lot of guys run them.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. I mean, what
Like
you and
must be
Tim?
the only Troyer.
Yeah, you and Tim Sears, right?
Yep, Tim Sears runs, and there's a handful of other people too that run Troyer, like David Abears and a Troyer now too.
Okay. Yep.
And, Anthony Perego was running a Troyer there at one point, but yeah, it's definitely like it's not the norm. Obviously, the
Well,
McNells
I'll
was
put you on the
kind
spot.
of.
So why have you stuck with them? Why do you think they're better?
I think they're totally capable at running. I just think that it's mostly people don't really want to give them the shot
Okay.
at that time. Like it. I
Price
think
price wise, everything is pretty much the same.
yeah, they're all pretty similar.
Yeah.
I think so, and
Okay.
even like the used stuff too. Like we have frames too that. I mean, we can't really sell our frames that much.
Right. Right.
It's hard to sell frames. I will say that, like as a resale point.
Gotcha.
But, just because not that many people are running them, but
Right.
I still get a lot of people that you're kind of on your own like island there at when you're running like the Troyer stuff. Like
Yes.
some people come up to us and but they're really similar to Correlate, and we've dealt with Dig for a long time, and Dale Plank.
Yeah.
We worked
Great.
with Dale
Yeah.
Plank
Great. A
for
great
long
company.
time, and
Yep.
he found a lot of things that were a little bit different on the Troyer car,
Okay.
where like the Bicknell was a little bit different, and we could like take Bicknell notes and correlate them to like the Troyer car and stuff too.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Daniel did a lot of measuring and stuff like that back in those days, and got us pretty close onto a program where I felt really comfortable. And
Okay.
we've
Yep.
kind of been setup wise pretty similar for a few years now on digs, and kind of just developing my own shocks and what I like the feel of and stuff like that. But then we went to Fonda, and that all kind of had to change.
Okay.
It's so different of a racetrack, and you're on the gas for so long.
Yep.
I couldn't correlate any of my like setup stuff to what I've always ran at like pretty much every track. Like I run the same setup at
Really?
Can-Am, and
Okay.
the car was pretty good there, and so it's like we'll take that baseline setup that we ran
Right.
at Can-Am, and that'll be our setup for Oswego, and run it there at Oswego. Like or Canandaigua, we'd run like the same setup at Can-Am, and just kind of go from the seat of my pants and feel what the car needs. If it needs a little bit more wedge or something like that, if it's tight in and loose off, we'll do some wedge adjustments. And my Uncle Bill has been great with that, of just kind of teaching me what I need to feel in the race car, and what's fast and what's slow, and what kind of adjustments we can do to fix those. And working with Dale Plank too, he was great for that. He would he's been in the driver's seat and the setup side of things too, and
Right.
taught me a lot of what I know of what that fast feeling is and how you kind of want your car to react.
Yeah, and I'm hearing, since his unfortunate passing, and Brandon there, his son has taken over and it's doing a super job, and brought some other people in as well that are. And I know a lot of guys are on digs, and they wouldn't. As far as I know, Mike Mahaney's still running digs and doing very successful with them.
Yeah, he's killing it up at
Yeah.
Airborne this year. Holy cow!
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
4 in a row is quite the feat.
yep. He is on on that drill. Well, he and Alex are. Alex is peaking all over here right now. So that was.
Oh, yeah.
I said I think
He's been consistent.
we about saw almost history to make. And I can only remember one other guy that passed Stewie when he was leading at Fonda here in the last 5 or 6 years, and that was Matt Shepard for the 200, I think. But anyhow, usually when when he drew the pole on Saturday night, everybody says, "Well, let's go get a drink. We'll come back and watch the sportsman race because this one's over." But it wasn't, and it gives guys like yourself, a little, hey, if Alex can do it, I can do it. And I say they ran. It took them a while, both of them, to get by you. You and Alex ran quite a few laps there for side to side and whatever. So you're getting so. Obviously, it showed on Saturday, but you feel like you're making gains. That's for sure.
Felt super comfortable going through the lap traffic
Yep.
This past week. Like guys that I was more so struggling with, I feel like that mental gap at Honda is just kind of one of those things. That
Oh,
once you
okay.
realize
Yep.
that you can do it,
Yep.
and trust the car and feel comfortable in the car is obviously everything, and just getting in a new ride and a really nice piece underneath me. Like I don't want to just go up and abuse everything and beat the heck out of it, but,
Right.
and willing to take those risks, like Yankowski on that restart there, doing like the slide job
Yep.
on the start, and Stu hit that hole, I think every restart, and it upset his car to the point where like I got on the bottom at one point. I was like, oh my god, like I might even get side by side with him going into one.
Right.
And-
Yes.
but
Yeah.
that just never happened. He got straight up, but
Yep.
I feel like Yankowski might have used that as he got screwed up where Yankowski kind of slid from the bottom and missed that hole and got that jump on Stu
Yes.
to get in front of him.
Right.
And
Yep.
once you control the race, I mean, it's on you. Like Stu's still got that good slider line going into 3 up into the top 2 that he likes using on guys, and it's just a swish off Stuart Friesen every time he enters that 3 a lot straighter and faster, and then drifts it up to the top. It's just an art to watch. It's hard to beat, and
Yes.
for Yankowski
Yeah.
to do that was
Yep.
definitely showed a lot. And
Well,
I think that initial start too, where I chose the bottom, and I feel like I wanted to do that slider line, but didn't really also have that confidence to pull that slider off Stu right going into
right.
4, where Yankowski had that and was able to make the race win. So
Yep.
I have a lot of notes mental notes that I gotta take in every week, and I feel like we're getting closer. And
Oh, absolutely. It looked
try
like
really
on
hard.
Saturday. Yeah. It definitely
Yeah,
did.
just getting a little bit more comfortable every week, and I look forward to it every week, and it's
No, that's good.
Unlike any other track, and it makes me feel alive again with the racing. It's just got me so into it lately. Just being able to run at Fonda.
Great.
I can see why Stu wants to. Out of all the places that Stu could go and race, and he chooses Fonda, I can. It tests your limits, and it keeps you on edge, and it keeps you living. That's
Yep.
for sure. I can see how that's your like your drug is going to Fonda every week and getting that
Yep.
adrenaline pumping out on that track, because it's something else. That's for sure.
And I even asked, I asked Stu and Tommy, as crew chief there after the race on Saturday. I said, "So the tires go away a little bit?" Nope. He said, "No." He said, "Alex, had that right line at that right time," and he said that. And it's still hard for me, an old guy, to believe this, but obviously your cars are way different than a lot of the vintage cars that we saw on Saturday night. that I remember racing or looking at watching. But the air is so much better if you're out by yourself because Alex was pulling away there in the last couple of laps, and that's
Yeah.
why I asked Stu. I said, "Is that free air worth that much?" He says, "Yes."
I think it's actually playing a good role at Fonda. Now that you say that, clean air is
Yep.
huge, and when you don't have those good starts and you're not starting up front, like that's you got to work way harder to get up into that spot. And,
Yep.
I mean, cutting through the traffic on those restarts has been the biggest thing. Like everybody's jumbled up, you better be in a good spot where you can pass 3 to 4 cars on that restart, because that's what a lot of these guys are doing.
Yep.
Jankowski's passing a lot of cars on the restarts up on the top, and I need to figure my restarts out. That's going to be one of the bigger things that I got to work myself.
I notice it's not
restarts.
I know this is not fair to you because you're a rookie there, basically. Have you run Fonda once or twice before this year?
Yeah, we ran the Montgomery Open with a big block last
That was
year.
it. That was the only time you ever run Fonda before that.
Yep.
Yep.
Sail panels.
Yep. Well, yeah, that's another different whole ball game too. But no, what I was going to ask you is about. So you don't really know any better than the backstretch restarts, which is a throwback. They used to do it for years, and Brett's been playing around with the start point, moving it back towards the second turn there a little bit to keep. Because actually, everybody I talk to says the front row is at a disadvantage on those restarts. So I don't know about that. I mean, they got the clean air, so I would think. But anyhow,
Yep.
What are your thoughts? I mean, it's definitely different than any other place you race, right?
Yeah, so like all the challenges that I've been talking about at Fonda, and then you throw the backstretch restarts in the mix, and then it's like game on. Like we're really trying to learn what's going on out here, and yeah, every week I feel like I'm getting a little bit better with it, but I think I'm more so like starting too close maybe to the person and trying to like accelerate too fast, and it's bogging my start down or something.
Gotcha. Yep.
I'm gonna have to try some different things that maybe I don't do on the traditional start when you're coming out of 4 and you got that wall peeking out. So starting right in the middle of the backstretch has definitely played a different part in it, and just one of those things where I gotta learn where guys are getting and do my research. And
yeah, well,
it's definitely different, that's for sure.
Yeah, because I had Brett on the show the second or third week, and he asked me, he says, "Well, as a fan, what do you think?" I said, "As a fan, it's much more exciting. However, I wouldn't want to be a car owner, I don't think, because there's and thank God we have not had any real big issues with the restarts. I know in theory it should be safer there than it is, coming off in 2 or off in 4, but
that's definitely where the action is on those restarts.
Oh yeah,
it gets my blood pumping every time I hear that yellow's coming out, and I'm like, okay, let's try and figure this one out and end up good. And it's definitely nice when you get through 3 and 4.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go.
And you're just like, okay, now we're rolling, and let's get on to the race again. Because it's like at that point your heart stops and you're just ready to. You're ready for anything at that point. The guys are trying to, especially when like the bottom's dominant, and those guys are trying to get down on the bottom, and it's either the Jersey barrier let off and not wrecking the car and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot going on there.
Well, yeah, because you can't really check up too awful much, because if you do, somebody's going to get you in the butt and turn you around, and that's
5 car lengths if you just let off the gas.
Yeah. Right.
That's 5 car lengths where somebody else is wide open. It's not like you're in the middle of the corner and everybody's kind of like half speed and you got to kind of check up and roll off. Everybody's wide open, and you got to check up once, and that's 5 car lengths that you just lost. And I think a lot of why like Jankowski and Jack and Stu and a lot of those guys can gain so much ground so fast is you get in that rhythm where you're hitting that lap after lap after
Yeah,
lap after
yeah.
lap, and it's a compound effect at that point. When you get in a good rhythm, it feels good at Fonda and click down those laps and feel more consistent throughout the
Well, that's
weeks
great.
and
That's great.
hoping that the
Yep.
heat races go good and you know that's the most that we can really ask for now that the draw night's up. But there's some exciting nights coming up at Fonda too, where like the Firecracker, that's going to be a real big show where you know some new faces might come into Fonda too, and then you throw the sail paddles in with the mix, and
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to it. And
Great.
so, some of the short track series stuff too, and we're going to be up in like Devil's Bowl and Afton here shortly. So
Great.
really looking forward to the races up ahead, and really busy up in the shop too. And yeah, it's game on. Race season's definitely here. We're all out at the race shop.
Well, it's great to talk to you for the first time. I know it won't be the last because, like I say, the next time will be after a win somewhere. That's for sure. Because there's a lot more.
We need one.
There's a lot more questions that I had in the back of my head. You're a great person to interview because you do most of the talking. That's what I like. Again, that lets me off the hook. No, it lets me off the hook. So it makes me look smart. So it done great and a great job. And well, obviously, you know, Brett, you know, is helping you keep this car running. Who else? Drek sub. I love Drek because I don't think I've ever had one, but I was always a McCready fan, Bob, and then Tim, and now Jordan, and whatever. But Drek was one of the first big sponsors that Timmy had, if I remember right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've had a lot of help this year too, and you know, Brett's obviously program has been awesome, and Madsen Overhead Doors and Troy Race Cars, like that whole program that we go at too with Fonda has been great, and Brett's got some great connections and has put me in a different place than I've ever really been, and dealing with a lot of good guys, and it's just made us so much better with my own program and taking that to our people that you know been with us forever, and yeah, so just dealing with like Wegner too has been a challenge too. Just learning the 427 and lucky to have the Wegner under the hood and a nice piece every week. It doesn't drop a lick of oil. It is like the cleanest engine I've ever seen in my life. It is running in tip top shape and
so that's not the Weekend Warrior though, is it?
Yep, it is.
It is. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Yes. Yep. Okay.
So that's been real different too, running that.
Yeah, I know everybody that's had one. I mean, Stu and Matt Shepard both said they, you know, if they had to say if they were Brett Dale, they say, okay, this is the motor we're going to run. Everybody's running it. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
no,
but
it's been awesome and dealing with that, and then on my other side of things like Drex and Gillies Napa. That's my family too at Gillies Napa.
Oh, okay.
That's like, so you'll see that like the Short Track Super Series North stuff.
Oh, that makes sense. So your family owns a couple of auto parts stores in Watertown then, or Napa stores?
Lee Gill, yeah, with Gillies Napa.
Gillies, okay.
And owns a lot of stores up here this way.
Mm-hmm.
Just fortunate enough that he wanted to hop on board with us this year and run those at the North races. But
perfect.
Yeah.
And then and then how's it feel? I had to ask you this. How does it feel to have a funeral home as a sponsor? I mean, everybody in our area knows the Betts Rossi, Bellinger, Stewart. Now it was like four of the big names around, or three of the big names around. Four. They all kind of got together, but pretty much everybody that lives in Amsterdam in the area get buried there. We're with them, so they're a big name that everybody can recognize. I think it's great to have, you know, some new people on board, and I'm hoping they're enjoying their whole part of the race because they're new to racing. Awesome. New to racing, I know.
Any business that wants to be a part of the racetrack should really be represented, and you know what they do for the sport and all that has just been a dream. You know, just to be able to throw that flag and drive for them and be their chauffeur and give them somebody to root for has been awesome. And yeah, they've definitely helped us out a lot, and
Cool.
looking to hopefully they're gonna have a night there here
Yep.
August 1st. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So hopefully we can run good there on their night.
Oh, yeah.
And show some Betts Rossi Belgers pride and keep this thing up front. That's for sure. And make sure that we're still on flow and waving that flag.
Right. Yes. There you go. Well, it's been great talking with, excuse me, Jackson, and we'll definitely do it again here. We get that W. I don't care where it is at this point. Now at this point, hope it's a Fonda, but you never know. Could be some other big show down the road here someplace.
Yeah, we definitely have a busy schedule.
I mean, you're obviously going to, win a few up at Can-Am, that's for sure. Once you get that sorted out, because
yeah,
that's your.
I thought I'd at least have one up there by
now, yeah.
Holy cow! And when you're not winning like that, you start getting antsy, and we're definitely hungry for those wins. I feel like we're on the cusp of it.
Yeah.
Just gotta keep working hard and fight through those.
Well,
times,
you gotta beat them damn old guys up at Can-Am though. Fuller, and Dunn, and those guys. Yeah, they
got it figured out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, great talking to you, Jackson. We'll see you on Saturday. Thanks for taking time with us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, Ed.
Yeah, good night.
All right.
Okay. Well, that worked out very, very well. Sorry about that to all you Chris Crane fans who are waiting here in the. I will get with Chris right now. Hopefully he didn't give up on us. There we go.
Hello.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, Ed. How are you?
Good. Sorry we're a little late here, but this is my first time with both of you guys, and I never know what to expect. But Jackson's a talker, and that's good. That's what we want. So.
Yeah, no, you're all good. I was able to catch the tail end of it and listen to some of it, so that was good.
Great. Well, first off, congratulations. Just you guys have been running pretty darn good the last couple of years as far as that part goes, but this year has started off on a really good deal with you and your brother both picking up wins and finishing 1-2 2 weeks. That's pretty amazing right there. I don't know if that'll be that's got to have to go down in Malta history or any history. I don't know if that's ever happened at any other racetrack before, especially back to back like that. But it's been great to see you guys really getting better and better and better and all this deal. And first thing I got to ask you, because I know you're the older brother, but how old are you?
So I am 17 right now.
Okay.
I'll be 18 in about 2 months, and Connor just turned 15 last month.
God, these young guys, man, oh man. Anyhow, yeah, so you're the old guy at 17, yes. But anyway, obviously, pretty much everybody that listens to know the whole the litany. But just for our new people that haven't been with the game for very long, what's up with Kane in Connecticut? I think everybody and their grandmother races over there. It seems like it's not a big town, but man, what a group of race car people you got there. So obviously that's how you got started. You get started because of your uncle, your grandfather, your father, or who was it?
Yeah. So Kane is definitely a small town, but I feel like half the town goes racing.
Yep.
Every weekend. I got started because my dad and my uncle grew up in it.
Yep.
Uncle and my dad ran street stocks back in the day at Lebanon.
Yep.
And then they both kind of got out of it when they started having kids and stuff like that.
Sure.
And then
Sure.
I just started racing go-karts. We picked the number 7-Eleven because my dad raced for Team 7-Eleven when he ran snowmobiles, so that's kind of why we got that number.
Answers question number 2.
Richie,
okay.
Yeah, my uncle Richie got back into it. He ran Jonathan Ruthier's Pro Stock for a year at Lebanon and then got his own, and we've kind of been doing it ever since that. Ran go-karts for I don't know, since I was 5 until I got into Limited Sportsman, and then ran Limited Sportsman for 2 years, won the track championship in 2022, and then been in Sportsman ever since.
And probably, I don't know, because there's two of you and you're doing so well, you probably want to do it together. But is it too early to say that you really? I mean, everybody does, but whether or not it's financially feasible or not, do you want to move into the either 358s or big blocks eventually? Is that you're hoping?
I mean, yeah, that's the goal for sure. Financially, I'm not sure
right.
how I'm going to be able to make it work.
Right. I don't know how anybody makes it work.
Can't really pick one of us over the other. But
yes, that's what.
Connor's got the opportunity from the Curtis clan over
there. Right.
To run the small block, and that's exciting. And I've had people come up to me and say, "Well, do you wish that was you?" and stuff like that. And it really doesn't bother me. I kind of look at it through a lens of I want to be successful and earn my way up. Which not to say that getting those opportunities and taking them isn't great.
Sure.
But I just I want to start and want to at least win one championship in Sportsman before I even start thinking about moving up.
Okay. No, well, you're on the right foot. Both of you are so far. Excuse me. Okay, so go-karts, limited, Sportsman is right. You've been going to. Let's see. Is this the second year that you've both been running both Lebanon and Malta, or is it kind of sporadic as far as?
Yeah, so Malta's every week.
Yep.
Every Friday we're at Malta. But Lebanon's kind of just whenever we get the opportunity, whether it's Malta rains out or Lebanon's paying a little extra that weekend or something like that.
Okay.
So
yep.
That's kind of when we make the decision. We'll be there tomorrow night for the
Great.
CDRA race there. That kind of tags along with the Super Dirt Car Series.
Yes.
So we'll be there for that, and I'm not sure when the next time we'll be at Lebanon is after that, but I think we're going to try and do some more shows here towards the second half.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. And I got to tell everybody, I guess I didn't when I opened the show earlier this evening. I was trying to get a hold of you for the interview last week, and you were doing something else. You were in Washington, D.C., being spokesman for the local FFA, was that?
I kind of recently have been branching out in the ag politics realm, so agricultural policy and stuff like that, and started here in Connecticut and was able to get some opportunities to go to the Capitol and talk to legislators about that, and then I got the opportunity presented to me to go down to DC and advocate for dairy farms across America, and got to learn a lot about how things work down there.
Do they work at all? That's the question. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless you, because I'm old now, but I was an old dairy farmer for the early part of my life, and I love it and I miss it, and but I do also understand that I don't know how anybody is surviving today doing that. So God bless you for trying to. There can't be that many dairy farms in Connecticut anymore, are there?
I don't know the exact number. There's definitely compared to the bigger states. There's not many at all, but
right.
There's still a decent amount.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure on the exact number for
that.
So
we're getting off the racing thing here for a minute, but that's good because that's why we call us wheel people. I like to know what's going on behind the wheel or behind your eyes. So how'd you get? I mean, obviously, you're in let's see now. Your dad has the landscaping company, or is that your uncle?
Yep. So my dad has the Green Acres Landscaping and
yes.
Construction, and
okay.
My uncle has the Cranes Outdoor Power Equipment Company. Yep.
Right. So I mean, they deal with some farmers. Sometimes is that how you got involved? I mean, you still don't have a few cows out in the barn or anything like that?
Yeah, no. So I actually, I've grown up in a town that has a good amount of dairy farms compared to the other towns in the area. But I've never worked on a dairy farm. Didn't grow up on a farm.
Okay.
Through the local FFA program and at our high school, I've kind of got to know the people that work on the farm, and I like talking is what it boils down to.
Okay.
And,
all right.
So I kind of started my sophomore year of high school. I went to the state capitol and testified for more funding for agricultural science and technology programs.
Great.
And then I just have kind of kept advocating for agriculture after that. Yep.
Well, that's great, and thank you. As an old farmer, thank you so much, because they need all the help they can get, and to get some young folks down there talking good about farmers, that's all good. Okay, now back to racing. So so you developed this crane lane here that our good friend Dan Martin has thrown at you guys now, and it's been working pretty good. Obviously, I mean, your brothers, I have a brother. I've never raced against him. Maybe once in an ice race once, years and years and years ago. But anyway, it's a different kind of competition. I know, talking with people that, fathers and sons that race against each other, and brothers that race against each other. It's a different, I mean, every brother's deal is different, but there's always a little more competition, I guess you would say, between brothers, a little bit, it seems like, anyway. But how did you both decide you both liked the top lane? Because, I mean, you followed him, he followed you, or whatever. The last, few weeks, I mean, this past Friday night, you both got started a little bit back farther than you wanted to, but you were able to come up through pretty good, actually, yourself. So did you always like running on the top better, or was that something that just you're going where the race seemed to be better for you?
Yeah, so I totally got to credit Connor for that.
Okay.
His first race he ever went out on the track, he had to come from the back after an incident. He was leading the race and then made a rookie mistake and had to come back through. And when he was coming back through, he was not lifting and just going to the top. And ever since then, that's kind of been where he prefers to run. And I was the total opposite when I started. I did not want to come off that inside wall, and then he started to pass me on the outside week after week after week, and I said, you know what, I should probably try and figure this thing out.
Okay.
So, and to go back on to the competition thing that you were kind of saying, there's definitely that little bit of me that wants to beat him every week just to have that. But at the end of the day, we work on each other's cars. I mean, Saturday, it doesn't matter whose car we're washing. We both put in the same amount of effort, and we're all week long. We go to school together. We come home from school together. We're in the shop together. Like, we don't leave each other's side for most of the day, all week long. So, there's that little bit of competition, but at the end of the day, we understand that, we're a team, and at the end of the day, the goal is for one of us to win a championship, but that second person, we definitely want them to come in second.
Yeah. So the last couple of weeks up until, Friday night, I mean, had to be, perfect, because, you won one, he won one, you finished second, he finished second. So it don't get much better than that. Or no, you won, but it's just, it's great. Like I say, it's got to be the the coolest place to live right now if you're a race person is in Canaan, because, like I say, you got you two, your uncle, Chris Curtis, and the Casey boys, who kind of miss them on Friday nights, and I get it. It's so damn expensive now to do anything, but Jason just been killing it, the Valley, and
he's been on fire for sure. Them guys, I see the work they put in, and I'm glad it's paying off for them guys, because they're just all around great people. Everyone in Canaan is great people. We have them. We have Dan Odell's right the next town over. He's a limited guy.
Right, that's right. He won not too long ago, right? Or was that last year?
Yeah. So we're when we show up places, we tend to run pretty good. So it's it's awesome to have such a tight knit group coming from the same town. You know, it's not a short haul for us everywhere we go. I mean, Lebanon's the closest, and that's about an hour. So,
yep.
You know, we roll in together. We're a team the entire night, and then we head back home together. So, it's definitely fun to have that kind of atmosphere. It makes it more enjoyable for sure.
And I don't know where the DNA came from Connecticut. Obviously, you know, Lebanon Valley's always been on the border of New York, so it did always get a lot of Pittsfield people and you know, Massachusetts people and Connecticut people. But most of New England, I'm sure where you were at, well, there isn't a dirt track that I know of. They're all asphalt. Is because your ancestors started on the dirt at Lebanon, why you didn't go the asphalt route, or never did anybody from Canaan ever want to run on an asphalt track? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, Lebanon it was. I don't really know why that was. I don't know why they picked dirt over asphalt, but I wouldn't trade it. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
I like the dirt stuff a lot more.
So you said you're obviously still in high school, but so you're thinking maybe you're gonna, you know, get into politics? Is that?
So yes and no. I'm going to SUNY Cobleskill for ag business this upcoming fall semester, and I'll be there for 4 years, and then kind of see where it goes. I'm trying to keep my options open as to what I want to do, and in the process trying to explore any opportunities that are given to me.
Cool.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now as far as that goes.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Kobe grad, so I had a ball.
Perfect.
I had a ball. So go, but that was how old I am. That was when it was only a 2-year school, so I had to end up going to Pennsylvania for the last 2 years to get a bachelor's. But anyway, no, I had so much. Well, I learned stuff, but I had so much fun at Cobleskill. I had so much fun at Cobleskill. I wish back then it was a 4-year school. When they switched over, I said, yeah, sure, now they do that. But anyway, so the racing thing is it's more than a hobby for your guys, because, like you say, you do it sometimes 2 times a week, and with the whole family situation going on. So if you don't get to the point where you get into modified, maybe your brother does or whatever, you're still having fun, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, we do it for fun and do it because we love it. You know, the day we stop having fun and the day we stop enjoying it is the day we stop doing it. So we put so much time and effort and finances and all that into it, just as everyone else does. And you know, the second we stop enjoying it is the second we stop racing. So we love what we do, and just very blessed and thankful to be in the situation that I am.
Now, when I talked, I did have your younger brother on first, because I had him on last year, I believe it was. Yes, I know it was, because it wasn't this year yet. But I told you I have having you both on, but that would get confusing, because then we wouldn't know who we're talking to. But anyhow, I think he was telling me. So, all right, so you both go to high school, obviously, yet for 1 more year for you, and another. So what's the average day for you and to race? Okay, come home from school, do you go right to the race shop? I know he said that, you know, in the summertime, I believe you both work for your dad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So right now, especially today, because we're racing tomorrow,
right.
We went to the race shop right after school. But there's days where we call Dad and he tells us we got to go to work, and that's obviously the first priority. So,
right. Okay. Yep.
During the summer, yeah, it's every day of the week we're working every single day to get to where we are, and you know, we work for it. We do for sure. Just very thankful to be in a position where I am, where we're able to do what we do, which we do work for it, but we our hours that we put in certainly aren't enough to put a race car together. So just very thankful for what we have.
So your dad is working on both ends. I'm sorry, I got distracted there. So yeah. No, he's got help too. or is it just pretty?
As far as the business goes.
No. As far as the race car goes.
Yeah.
You two and you two and him and.
Yeah, so it's us two and him. That's every week. We
okay.
My cousin Emma, she's Richie's oldest daughter. She's there every Saturday helping us wash stuff, take stuff apart, always willing to learn more about it. Uncle Richie, he's always there willing to lend a hand, as well as he's got his own stuff going on, so he's got that stuff going on. I mean, we have friends from school who come, but they have very busy lives too, and we get it, so they can't dedicate.
Well, yeah, that's the trouble today. You know, years ago, everybody used to, have 3 or 4 high school or buddies or whatever. Yep, we'll be over to garage, pretty much every night and hang out. Nowadays, it just seems like, well, I got this to do, I got that to do, and I get it. It makes it tough for guys like. Oh, our good friend Dan Martin just chimed in and said we were talking about the Crane Lane. He said. No, he was talking about the Crane train. It says when you all pull out of Litchfield County heading north. So,
yeah. The Crane train. I love that one too. I love Dan's nicknames. Yeah. They're great.
Yeah, Dan's he's got a way with words. Great guy, and loves racing as we all do. But no, it's been so much fun to watch you guys getting. Better and better, and I know it's probably not made the competition all that happy, but when the last couple of weeks, man, when you guys look like you had 358s in those things rather than 602s driving by those guys, and it was pretty darn impressive, and it is fun to watch two brothers like yourself, and for those out there I got the pictures up, so when we're talking we're talking to Chris. Chris is the white car. Connor is the black car. That's the easiest way to make any sense out of it. Have you ever switched?
So the only time that we kind of switched was I had a black car at Lebanon.
Okay.
Sold it over the winter, but I've never ran his car, but I have ran black cars, and it gets kind of confusing for Dan and the boys up in the at times when we do that. So now I'm the white car and Connor's the black car, and that's that.
That's it. That okay.
So, yeah.
All right, Dan, you got that figured out by now. Yes, I'm sure.
I honestly like the white more.
Okay. Yeah, well,
preference, and Connor likes the black more, so it works out.
Good. There was no reasoning or secret meaning behind the whole thing. It just happened that way, I guess.
No, yep. That's just how it ended up.
Okay. So obviously all the 602s are the same. Do you guys have just regulation GM crate motors, or do you have what they call built, even though it's not right, but do you have a built 602 or what?
GM crate motors, 602 GM crate moters.
Did you get at a dealership or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah, yep. We get them from Mike Petrucci is our engine builder.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Get them right from him and put them in the car, and with all the seals and rules and stuff, they don't let you touch them. So
no,
right.
They
get to the shop, go in the car, and that's that.
Yep. So, but obviously you said you both do work on your cars. So as far as suspensions, all that other stuff, your dad does the fine tuning on the motor then, or do you guys trying to learn that yourselves?
So like the easy stuff, like the oil changes and stuff like that.
Yep.
Me and Connor will do, but
okay.
And air filter and stuff like that. The easy stuff. We have Sabco Performance, Steve Beckwith.
Okay.
He does our shocks and our scaling and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
So super grateful for him. My dad does all the tires every week. I don't know how he does it.
I was going to say it's hard enough for
16 tires every week.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but I'm very grateful to have him and have him be willing to do that every week. On top of everything else he does for us.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. Yep. I say it was, and I know he's proud of you, both of you. So I called him there last week to, try to find out where you were. And he said, yeah, he said, the boys are busy. He said, we're so proud of these guys. They're doing such a great job, just great. And then, the whole deal that kind of blew up on Facebook there, your last win, some young kid came over and, said he was a fan of yours or whatever, and you gave him the trophy, and that was just, that's I gotta.
My little friend AJ.
Dan's got to come up with another crane for that. We got the crane train, the crane lane, the crane. I don't know, gift, whatever. But just a great. It shows what your family's made of. I think that's just.
Yeah, no, he's an awesome kid. I laughed because about 5 minutes into the call, I got a Facebook message from his mom, and he fell asleep holding my model car last night.
Oh, gee. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's hugging it when he was sleeping last night.
Oh, good. That's
yeah, no, yeah. I opened to that, and that made me chuckle a little bit. No, he's a great little kid. Glad to see that kids that young are still in the stands.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
And seeing that, I mean, I'm not too old myself, but if my age was to be the last, it wouldn't be good. So glad to see, and you can see kind of when the camera pans on GTD and stuff like that, you can see there are some younger kids in the stands, and I was once that younger kid in the stands, so it's great to see that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I say. You went, so you actually set in the stands before you actually were in the pits with your relation and stuff there before you got it.
So,
yeah. Okay. Good.
When my uncle was at Lebanon Valley, running the pro stock there for the first 2 years, we weren't allowed in the pits. My dad went in the pits, and I stayed in the stands with my mom and my cousin and my aunt. And
okay.
We used to run up to the fence and wave to them under caution before green, stuff like that. So that's kind of what I think of when I see kids like AJ. I think of me when I used to run up to the stand and wave to my uncle before he went green, and just it's little things like that. When I'm going around under caution, I try and find kids that are waving and wave back at them and stuff like that.
Cool.
Just because
yes,
that's what really keeps us going. Makes me want to do it even more when I see kids like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, even like Saturday at Fonda, I know you weren't there, but with the 75th anniversary, yes, there was a lot of older guys like myself there, but also there were a lot of coming through the autograph line. There was a lot of younger kids, and I was asking them, "Do you go to races?" "Oh yeah, every week." I said, "Great, that's these 10, 12-year, well, less than that, 4 or 5. Yeah, he's been coming ever since he was a little kid." And I always joke. We have Rocky Warner on. He was one of those little kids that pushing dirt. Our little Canary had a small racetrack underneath the grandstands at Fonda. And,
we all were there.
Yeah,
the little Matchbox cars and made the little track. And
but that's the problem now. Everybody's just on their phone, so they don't do that. So that's the only bad thing about it. But hopefully we have more ambassadors like you, young kids who, like you say, like to talk, which is a good thing, and talk to the right people and get your. I don't know. I'm obviously living in Canaan. I mean, everybody knows what racing is all about, but do you try to get some of your classmates? I mean, you're almost a senior now, so you growing up with all these kids. Is that what most of them tell you, that either you're crazy for just, what the hell, you work all week and, you're out there for 17 minutes and you come home and I don't know, whatever. But
yeah, I think more than anything, I just turn left.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I get that quite a bit.
Right.
They just don't get it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And I have friends that I bring to the races, and those are the same friends that are picking on me and saying, you only turn left.
Right. Yeah. Right. Good.
And then they sit in the stands for the feature, and Connor and I are up top, and it really hits them that we don't just turn left.
Yes.
So that's
no.
It's moments like that where they're like, "Whoa, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully Mostly left. I mean, if you got to turn right a lot, something's going on. It's not good.
Yeah. You're probably not doing
No.
well.
Did you guys? I know there's very few, but there are some younger. Well, now they're older, racing or whatever. Guys that did other things. I know talking with the Creedy family over the years that Jordan, played softball or base. I don't know. I think it was, no, maybe it was just hardball anyway. But anyway, Timmy used to come home from the races all over the country and be his baseball coach. I had no idea how he managed to do that. But do you guys, either one of you, play any sports other than racing? You really don't have time.
No, I think the last sport I played was probably football in 5th grade, and I had a conflict with a race at the end of the season. And, that was kind of my realization that I wasn't going to play any sports from then on out. Just, I realized that I would never be able to prioritize that sport over racing. So
great.
It's just not fair. If I was on a team, it just wouldn't be fair to them. So,
yes.
In the winter during the off season, I like to go to my school's basketball games and support them and do all that fun stuff. But no, definitely don't play. No.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I say it's because some human beings have that competitive thing in them, whatever it is. Obviously, you guys got it as far as racing goes. There's no doubt about that because it's really showing. The whole family. It's in it must be in the water at Canaan. I guess that's the deal. But I mean, every one of the guys that we mentioned, both you, your uncle, your dad, excuse me, Chris Curtis, all have won races. So and the Casey's, both senior and junior, or not senior and junior, but they. You're all winners. So, you know what it's all about. So you have a big end of the season Canaan blowout throughout all the racers or not?
It's funny you say that. Actually, we don't really have an end of the season thing, but I think last week or the week before, we thanks to Dan Odell, we all got together and got to do some go-karts.
Cool.
At Lime Rock Park, the road course is right the next town over.
Oh, really? Okay. Now I got a better idea where you. Okay.
Go kart track. It's not little. They have a go kart track inside the track, and Dan was able to get us all together and put on a go kart race. We had Taylor Wasson came down. We had some Valley guys come down. Owen Lewis, Johnny Sandelin. So we had a bunch of racers there, and it was a good time. There was still that just enough of that competitive edge where we were all still racing, but we were all just there to have a good time and get together, because typically when we're getting together and talking, it's at the track, and it's always good to be able to have a second to slow down and kind of talk to everyone.
Well, I know every time I bring ice cream over, which has been about every week now, that the whole crew is always there. I said, here, just give it to this crane or that crane, whatever. Figure it out when you get there.
We appreciate the ice cream. Anytime one of us win, we get there the next week and we get all excited waiting for the ice cream. Actually, it's funny because my sister brought a bunch of friends this week, and they got the ice cream and they were all excited.
Oh, okay, good.
I always joke that the week after we win is the week that everyone shows up, and I
because
we win or because there's going to be ice cream.
Right. Well, I
figure it out. Yeah.
Well, I feel a little scared because I only give out so many, and there's so many of you that I don't know. I've let you fight over the bed.
First come, first serve.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
next time you bring the bag over ice cream, if I'm there, you know who to give it to.
Right there. Yes, I will. I see somebody's already replacing you in your seat. I'm sure you know her. Christina Lloyd says she votes for Shar to take your seat while you're at college. So there you go.
Yeah, those are two other great people that we met through racing, Rich and Christina, and just that's the one thing about racing is it brings people together that otherwise would have never met each other. So I can think of a bunch of people that I met just by going to the track, and That's just another great thing about racing is that, you know, you meet people like Christina and Rich and just through racing. So
Yeah. Well, that's, you know, me as an old guy, I got a lot of those stories and friendships. And Saturday Night Fonda, 75 years, I get to see, you know, my life flash before me, I guess it was.
Yeah.
You see all these guys, and, you know, unfortunately, there's a lot of them that we don't see anymore. And I felt so bad. There was a couple of them that I really wanted to see, and a lot of the fan favorites, a couple of them that Gary Ballou and C.D. Coble, who didn't feel up to making it. But it is just wonderful. I said I'm still on a little bit of a buzz from last week, and it wasn't from the Genesee I got from Jimmy Johnson either. But no, it's yeah. That's what I've always liked about racing. It's kind of sounds like you're right on the same page. It's about, it's so much like life. Sometimes you think, oh man, how am I ever going to get through this? And you turn around and 2 weeks later you're sitting in victory lane, and then 2 weeks later you're finding two records to put you on the trailer. And it just, that's the way it is. You never know, but it's the people that you really get into. So it's been great talking to you, Chris, and your career as a public speaker, I think, is going to be good, because I never know when to shut up, and you guys have been keeping up. Jackson Gill has been great tonight too, so made an old guy like me just sit back, and makes my job easy. I can just listen to you guys. But we really appreciate, you know, without guys like you and your brother, and well, the whole Canaan town, guys like me wouldn't have a chance to go out and enjoy themselves on Saturday night. And I don't have a nickel invested, and you guys have a lot more than that. So it's really, really great to see that you know, they're still becoming.
Yeah. Well, thank you for inviting me on and giving me the opportunity to talk to you.
No problem. We probably ought to. I mean, obviously we went through quite a few of them, but if you want to just mention you know, the sponsors that make it possible for. Now, you guys both but basically have the same sponsors, or you got a few and he might not have and you might not have. I mean, it's no.
Yeah, no, we have the same.
Same. Yep.
You know, there's Green Acres Landscaping,
yep.
my dad's business. You
yep.
know, my whole family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. Cranes Outdoor Power Equipment, Lowerbrook Natural Resources, DRD, Proper Connections, Powered Outdoors, Lindell Fuels, Jay's Landscaping and Land Care, CNC Plumbing, JCO Plumbing, Katie Baldwin Designs, Sabco Performance. Just trying to make sure I don't forget anyone here. Like I said, Laurelbrook Natural Resources, Maple Downs, Connecticut Snow and Ice. I think that's mostly everyone.
Yeah. Well,
and then just everyone who goes to the track and helps us and supports us week in, week out, and yeah.
Well, you're a class act family, and it's always great to talk to every one of you. I said your uncle's got to be next. I told him next time he gets it, he gets a W there, we're gonna have to, because then I mean that how the charity runs through your family, because your uncle there won the big autism race a couple of years ago, and which he was a major sponsor of to start with. It turned all that big cash right back to the group, and that kind of makes the state. That's what the Cranes are all about. You guys are great, and the racing and life needs more people like you. So it's an honor to watch you guys race and be successful at it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, we will see you on tomorrow night. Actually, I am going to Donald Valley, so yes.
Yeah, Friday is actually my high school graduation. So,
okay.
I won't be there. I have Taylor Wasson's going to be in my car, and then we got Corky Warner's going to be in Connor's car. So we got them boys ready to roll Friday, and we'll be there tomorrow night though, me and Connor.
Well, now you're okay, but I'm going to question Connor's thought there, because I don't know, Corky would be the right one. there. No, just kidding. No, that'll be great. To see. Well, now we will see what Corky can do with a race car that's capable of winning. We'll see. We'll see what he can do. A lot of pressure on you, Corks. We'll see. So, all right, great. Well, okay, we'll see you down the valley tomorrow, and good luck down there as well.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Good night.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Okay, and let me see. I gotta, get over here. Oh, how come I can't? There we go. Not that you want to see me here again, but there we go. Why is that not working? There we go. All right. Well, yes, and great. A couple of us in the end here. Yeah, Lee. You're getting closer. Working on it. We'll have ice cream before the end of the summer, I'm sure. And Doc, yeah, you're going to write a book. Well, you better get started. Yes, because there's more. Not much left time for all of us, so it takes a while to get it, and you ought to do that because that Green Gorge gang is kind of very similar to the Canaan boys, and again, for everybody that's tuning in late, hope most of you made it to Fonda on Saturday night because it was just great. I'd do it once a year, but then it wouldn't be the 75th anniversary anymore. But great to see so many old familiar faces there, and hope to see everybody out at the races this week. Albany Saratoga back in action. I believe they have their another small block event, so big and small on Friday night. Of course, tomorrow night is the big Super Dirt Car Series, Mr. Dirt Track USA. 15,700. I think it is one of the highest paying series shows this year. They've dropped the top part of the purse down and moved it down a little bit, but Howie's still going to pay some big money up on top, so it's over 15,000. I saw two different reports. I'm like, I don't know. It's over 15,000 anyway for the winner. But going to be a great night. I believe the weatherman is going to cooperate. Everybody there, and well, as Jackson said, Andy Bicchetti was the odds-on favorite a couple of weeks ago, but that was a little bit out of his element with the Short Track Super Series. He had run that series before, so he's familiar with the tires and whatever. So, but he'll be in his own realm on tomorrow night with the big block. So you got Bicchetti and Kid Rocket double up at the Valley after winning the Short Track Super Series race a few weeks ago, passing Matt Shepard to do it. Shepard is obviously going to be a stout competitor, so it's going to be a great show. And as Chris said, it's also a CDRA, the Capital District Racing Association Sportsman Series event. So all the big series guys will be there. Again, you got to put your money on Tim Hartman Jr. He hasn't won every race there yet, almost, but he finished second on Saturday night. But you got Hartman and the Crane boys who have done real well. Don't be too surprised if one of the Cranes aren't sitting in the front with a checkered flag when it's all said and done tomorrow night. We'll get to hear our good friends John Stanley and Dan Martin. Thanks, Dan, for tuning in and popping in with a comment or two. We'll work on another Crane rhyme here for their generosity or something, whatever. Fonda's back in style with their regular show, and another kudos, congratulations out to the 50-50 girls. You girls are awesome. I don't know how you do it. I know I saw many comments over the weekend about they must pad it or whatever, and I see Brett put up something about, well, he'd like to get credit for that, he says, but I'm not going to put money in that I don't have. So just fantastic night at Fonda, and we'll have that in our memories. And Flo's got it on tape. So if you have flow, you can go back and watch what you missed, maybe if you were sitting in the stands or in the pits. But great night. Thanks again or congratulations to Eric Mack for doing a super job. I know he's been patted on the back so many times. He's probably sore, but he did a great job getting all those people there and some of those old race cars there. And I don't know, we'll have to make up some kind of thing next year and have him in charge of it so we can all go and have some more fun at Fonda. But until next Monday, keep it between the boards, and we'll see you at Lebanon tomorrow night, and wherever on the weekend. Utica Rome gets back into the regular Friday night deal. They had to postpone their rained out double show. They're going to do it again, try it again in a couple of weeks on Sunday to finish up the Richie Evans and let's see, I forget what they're doing this week, but I don't know about the Alex, if they're going to do the Alex over or not. But anyhow, Airborne on Thursday, Devil's Bowl on next Saturday. So we're into it now, and hopefully Mother Nature will give us another weekend. We're on a roll here at Fonda. We'll see. Every other week it rains. That means it's supposed to rain Saturday, but I hope not. Alrighty, we'll see ya at the races.